What's up, everybody? Welcome to Raiders Gonna Rate the Europa League edition for the first leg match against Benfica, a 1-1 draw. A little disappointing on my end, but before I let Jess have her say, I'm going to play a short music video. Yeah, so disappointing. Think we're the better team. Just like we played like we were already up 3-0. And we just kind of sat back on cruise control and just let it go. And then all of a sudden they scored and we're like, okay, maybe we should go get one. It's like, no, you need to go get two. So yeah. I was disappointed. I don't know what was your just quick general thoughts?
You know, I think in normal circumstances, if we were playing in Europe against a good team away from home at their stadium with fans, a 1-1 draw is fine. But we were playing in a neutral stadium. There were no fans in the stadium, and there was no home advantage for Benfica at all, and they weren't very good. So the whole notion of, well, we got an away goal and, you know, at least we got a tie away in Europe it's not really valid to me because it's not the same. Right. Yeah. We definitely dropped the ball here, left the door open for them to come back in, and I'm getting Olympiacos flashbacks all over again. So, you know, I'm disappointed. You know, maybe I'm just being reactionary at the time, but I don't think it's going to go away. I still think we made a mistake here.
Yeah, I'm with you. I do still think that we will go through. I do think we're the better team. I'll put it to you this way in boxing terms. I think we just kind of wanted to wear it like heavyweight fight. You want to wear your opponent down. You're not necessarily looking for the knockout. You're hoping you can land a few, quality jabs, or one right hook where you stagger the opponent, but you go all 12 rounds and it goes to the cards. That's what I felt like today was, but we took their best shot, and their best shot came courtesy of a bit of in my opinion, a bit of a harsh penalty. The ball comes off Smith Rowe's basically his oblique muscle in here and comes up and hits his arm. So unlucky there.
Well, if him and Cedric take care of that ball,
right,
and don't give up the corner, that doesn't happen.
He created his own problem. I will say that. I agree with you 100% there. But I think we took their best shot. I think we know what they're about now. And look, these games are always toss-ups because you just don't know the opponent that well.
Yeah.
So, let's get into numbers, shall we? I'm a numbers kind of guy. I don't know about you. I don't know if you're.
I'm not a numbers kind of guy.
Is it just the guy part of that statement, or I'm kidding? You know me. Flip a coin. Who goes first? You or me?
You can go first.
Leno. I mean, 8. Nothing terrible from him. He almost saved the penalty. The ball went right under his hand. Yeah. Almost saved it. Wasn't really
do anything wrong.
No, he wasn't really tested. Like I said, he did almost get the penalty. There are times where I wish he would be more assertive in terms of dictating things from where he is. Wish he'd be a bit more of a field general, if that makes sense. But yeah, overall, he didn't really have many opportunities to wow us. He pretty much did what he was supposed to do, except save the penalty, and he almost got that. I give him an 8.
Yeah. I'm going to give him a 7, just kind of like a above average performance. I don't think he necessarily did much wrong. He didn't really have much to do. I feel like an 8, he would have had to have done a little bit more, in my opinion. So I'm just going to give him a 7.
Fair. Hector Bellerin. Can't wait to hear this one. I actually, now that I'm looking at the list of players, I kind of wish I'd have let you go first because I kind of wanted to take Bellerin first. But
you can do Bellerin if you want.
No, I'm not going to be like you last time and take 2 in a row.
Okay.
No, go ahead. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
So with Bellerin, I thought that with him and Cedric in that first half, a lot of our good attacks died at their feet. Poor on the ball, really poor on the ball. Simple passes, just not going his way, taking time to do silly things on the ball that don't make sense. I think this is a day that him being so far into the attack just didn't really work for us. He didn't really add anything. It's just Yeah, it wasn't a good performance. I know that he had that one ball that he put in for Aubameyang, but that would have just got him maybe another like one more point for me. I'm gonna have to give him a 5. Like that's as good as I can get for him. It's a 5. And he's
Yeah.
literally getting it because of that chance that Aubameyang missed. If he did not do that, I would have given him a 4.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm giving him the 4. Because if that, for me, based what you just said, if he doesn't create that chance for Aubameyang, it's a 3. How many times he got run past in defense? This is what I love about Hector Bellerin, and I wish other players would take a page out of his book with this. When he sees space in front of him, he will take it. Sometimes that's not always the right move. I understand that, but he held the ball far too long today. He might still be holding the ball for all I know. He might still be trying to do something with the ball at his feet, on the way to the airport to fly back to London, for crying out loud. Every single thing he did today, you're right, other than the pass to Aubameyang, the ball died at his foot. He was dispossessed. He ran himself into traffic. He wasn't passing soon enough. It was and when he did pass the ball, it was off the mark. It was a very, in my opinion, save one moment. It was a very poor performance from Hector Bellerin today. The only thing that gets him up to being just slightly below average is
that
the
one little
Aubameyang.
pass.
Yep, is that one little pass that's there, and you know what it is? It's mental. It's all up here. It's all up here. Be smarter. Be smarter with the ball at your foot, and know that you're not going to go coast to coast with the ball and score. Understand that you're not. That's not going to happen.
And I feel like with him being on that side, our players defer to him in buildup instead of finding Odegaard. And that was pissing me off. Why are we passing to Bellerin when Odegaard is standing right there? Because they stand pretty much 5 yards, 10 yards away from each other. But Ceballos kept passing it to Bellerin instead of pass it to Odegaard. He's the skillful player. He has the vision. I just don't understand the whole Bellerin playing midfielder thing.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
That I've crazily suggested a while back. David Luiz. This is to me. David Luiz. I'm giving him a 5. The mistake at the end of the first half is just, it's there. Like it's just there. He didn't play horrible, but that mistake, if Dani Ceballos doesn't bail him out, different, completely different. And it's 90 seconds away from halftime. As the clock gets closer and closer to running out, the smarter you have to play. You almost have to go from athletic instinct to mental instinct, if that makes sense. He's getting a 5 for me. He was average. I didn't see him really do anything spectacular.
Sorry.
So go ahead.
Yeah, with David Luiz, I just think, and with the defense in general, I don't think this game was really about the defense because they didn't really have anything to do.
Yeah.
So, I don't think David Luiz did much wrong except for that one bonehead mistake. But when you have David Luiz out there, you sign up for those bonehead mistakes, and sometimes you get punished and other times you don't. So I'm going to give him a 6. Can you hear that?
Can I hear what?
Then you can't hear it. Okay, good.
Nope, I got nothing.
Good.
All I hear is you talking. I mean, unless it's something on my end that I don't hear that I'm doing.
No.
Is it definitely on your end? Because I hear nothing. So is it the dog barking by chance?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Gabrielle, to you.
7. I think he was better than David Luiz and more Gabrielli. I don't know how to explain it, but he does a lot of good things. I do think that he's rash, but I just think that that's who he is. As long as he keeps it by the halfway line, I'm okay with it. But I think that he was better than David Luiz in terms of he seemed switched on the entire game and he didn't really make any mistakes per se. So I'm going to give him a 7. I think he was fine.
Yeah, I'm with you there. He didn't do anything, egregious. in my opinion. He, was just pretty rock solid. It's again, when with players like this, it's do your job. Do your job. If I don't talk about you, if I'm not thinking about you, a player in that role, then you're doing what you should be doing. He wasn't noticeable, and I like that. So, yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to give him a 7 as well. Left side, Cedric. It just, I'm going to give him a 5. I'm giving him a mark higher than Bellerin, which is weird because Bellerin had the glorious opportunity for Aubameyang that he set up, but Bellerin also gave the ball away a ton, whereas
Cedric got an assist though, didn't he?
He did get the assist on the soccer goal. Yep. So he gets it. Well, yeah, I did kind of forget about that. I was gonna give him a 5.
A lot of the attacks also died at his feet as well.
I'm gonna give him the 6 for the assist because it's a good ball. Obviously, I mean, look, it's an easy play that should be made by a professional footballer, but stranger things have happened. So I'm going to give him a 6 just because he did get the assist. Without the assist, he's probably getting a 5. You're right. A lot of things died at his feet. The one when he cut back towards the middle and tried to lob it in, it's good.
What are you doing?
It's good. 50-yard field goal. It's good. Way to go. Great job. Yeah, just heavy footed on a lot of those plays that he tries to make. He's very heavy footed. So the assist gets him a 6. I'm going to give him the 6.
Yeah. I give Bellerin a 5. I think Cedric and Bellerin to me were similar. I think they were both sloppy on the ball, killing the offense. I think more of our attack needs to go through the Odegaards. I don't understand the fullbacks being so involved in the buildup. They just, and I was happy to see KT come back in because I think Cedric is running out of gas a little bit on that left-hand side. So I'm going to give him a 5.5. Just slightly better than Bellerin.
Just a tick better than Hector Bellerin. Granit Xhaka. Can't wait to hear this one.
Oh, Granit. He passed backwards a lot today, I noticed. He kind of reverted back to type. And I'm not quite sure why that happened. I think that also might be indicative of the fact that there wasn't a lot of movement up top. But he did pass backwards quite a bit. He didn't have much to do because, their midfield didn't really do much. So he didn't have to do much. But when we were in possession, again, he just kind of reverted back to type and he seemed a little stiff. Like he was a little nervous, which makes me nervous.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give Xhaka. Wow. I'm going to give him a 5. Just average.
I was going to go pretty harsh here.
Go harsh then. We all see different things and it's all opinion based,
He really just, you ever seen the movie Hook with Robin Williams? Remember the scene in the movie Hook where he still doesn't know he's Peter Pan, but he's with the Lost Boys and the one little boy comes up to him and he's like pushing his face around. Then all of a sudden he goes, "Oh, there you are." That was Granit Xhaka. "Oh, there you are, Granit. I kind of want the guy that was the missing Granit back over this guy because he just slowed everything down. He completely stopped any count. If he touched the ball in the counterattack, he just completely stopped the momentum going forward. A lot of the passes from him were backward, were sideways, even passing the ball into players that are in traffic where you should not be going. I'm going to give him a 4. I'm going to give him a 4. It's just not good enough. This was not good enough. And it's a shame because he's been playing so well and he's going to have to play again Sunday. So I hope it's a one-off. I hope he can rediscover whatever it was that he had with Thomas Partey. It has to improve for me over today. This cannot be the Granit Xhaka that we get on Sunday or we're going to get embarrassed. So Dani Ceballos. I get to go first on this one, right?
Yeah, you can go.
Dani Ceballos for me was my man of the match today.
Yes, you see it. You saw it just like I
Mhm.
saw it.
Yep.
People were going in on me, and I was like, no, he
Nope.
was the best player on the
Yeah, he
pitch.
was the best
Like,
player on the pitch for us today. Now, I
by a
think a
mile.
lot of people are maybe I don't know. I didn't see people going in on you over this. I would think a lot of people want to give it to Odegaard.
But he drifted in and out of that game,
Yep.
whereas I felt Dani was there the entire game.
I
Go
want to
ahead,
see
do your thing.
I want to see Ceballos' heat map because I think that dude might actually be shoveling my snow right now. That's like he's everywhere right now. Seriously, he was everywhere today.
Mhm.
He wasn't involved in the attack as much as I would have liked him to have been. But that's not a knock on him. That's the players around him.
Mhm.
Um, Defensively, my God, he was breaking up passes, making tackles, winning the ball back. He was doing everything that really a defensive midfielder. That's what you want out of your defensive midfielder. That's not what he is. But for me, Dani Ceballos, I'm giving him an 8. I'm giving Dani Ceballos an 8. I get he didn't score, didn't factor in, assist wise or anything, but he's getting an 8. Dude was just everywhere. So
Yeah, I'm so happy that you said that. Because I felt so alone. I was like, don't you guys see? Okay, so
out there on an island by yourself.
so for me with Dani, I'm like, okay, what I felt in this game was that him and Jaka really canceled each other out. There were a lot of times where they were stepping on each other's toes. And that made me think like, I want to see just one time him play with Thomas Partey. I want to see him play with somebody who's his opposite, because I think there might be some sort of dynamic between the two of them that might be interesting to see with Odegaard. He had good passes like he always does. He's a deeper line playmaker in the truest form to me, because the types of passes that he does are so clever. He always does this little pass into that like little half space that it's like the defender can almost get to, but when they miss it, they're completely out of the play. He does that all the time. I thought he was everywhere. Defensively, he was great. Man of the match for me. Just like you, I'm going to give him an 8. I said it during the game. I was like, he's playing so good. It's a shame that he's not going to get a win from it.
Yeah, that's absolutely spot on. Who's next? Mill Smith Rowe. Actually, the next 4, basically the front 4 in attack. I'm very interested to see how you go with this.
So I get to start with this one, right?
I'm actually more interested to hear the explanations more than the numbers, if that makes sense. So go ahead. Smith Rowe, yeah, go ahead.
So here's the thing with Smith Rowe, that at this point, I don't view Smith Rowe as a young player that I like. He's an Arsenal player that's out there on the pitch. So I'm going to rate him based on that. He shouldn't have been on the field. He was dead on his feet, and he's been tired for the last maybe 2 or 3 games. And today he was that mistake that he made for the penalty before the handball was a mental error. Emil Smith Rowe, who is switched on and not tired, doesn't make that mistake. You could just tell that he wasn't 100% there. So, but I have to rate him based on what I saw, and not on all these caveats about I like him, he was tired, he was this. He was out there and he did not play well today. I'm going to give him a 4.
Wow.
Sorry.
Ooh.
He didn't play well.
Bit harsh. In my opinion, bit harsh. Already mentioned the penalty. Thought the penalty was a bit harsh, but the point that you make about you put yourself in that position is very well said.
But what did he do? What did he do
to
deserve higher than average? Let me know.
I didn't see. I agree with you 100%. I think he needs a game off. I really do. I think he just needs a week off.
Like, did he have to play in this game? Like, was it necessary?
Right. The 4. I'm giving him a 5, and the 5 has been in my head, so I'm not letting that sway me. I think the 4 is a tad harsh, only because I think it has more to do with him playing when he probably shouldn't have, and that's not his fault. He's not going to go to Arteta and be like, "Hey, boss, you know what? I think I need a day off." Maybe he should. I don't know, but I mean, you're an athlete. You've played before. Would you ever go to your coach in any sport that you've played and say, "Nah, you know what? I think I need a day off." If you're not injured, if it's just tired, no. you grab your shirt, you go out there and you do your job, as best you can. So he's getting a 5. For me, I probably would have given him a 6 if it weren't for the situation
Really?
that led to the handball and then the handball.
He was dead.
He was. But even as tired as he was, he pushed through.
And did what? Exactly.
He was getting himself into space. He was making some good runs. The problem is when he got there, he died. That's the issue. I'm not, I guess here's my thing. I'm not penalizing him, so to speak, for being exhausted. I'm going to lay that at the feet of the coach and say, you need to read the room better. So, but for me, because of that, because of the handball and the preceding situation with Cedric, he's getting a 5 from me. Odegaard. A lot of people have him as man of the match. I don't have him as man of the match. As I said, I already claimed Dani Ceballos on that. I give him a 7. The thing with Odegaard that doesn't give him an 8, I almost gave him a 6. But I'm giving him a 7 because the talent's there. It's plain to see. If anybody from the club is watching right now, look at me right here. 45 million pounds. Go make the offer right now. Madrid will accept. I guarantee it. They'll accept 45 million. Go make the offer right now. Done. I give him a 7, and I'm docking him a little bit simply because the players around him. Saka, ESR, exhausted, just exhausted. Aubameyang didn't help him much at all. And he, as people like to say, he had the assister, or whatever it is that people say. He had the secondary assist on the goal. So give him a 7. The talent is overwhelmingly obvious. So wish the players around him could have done more. That's kind of harsh on Saka because he did score, but he's tired. You can see it. So yeah, I'm giving Odegaard a 7. So
yeah,
would have been if Ceballos is man of the match, Odegaard is man of the match B for me. So sorry, go ahead.
I understand why people think Odegaard might have been the man of the match for them. And, it's all opinion. I get it. I think that he played really well, and he's growing into the role a little bit more every single time that we see him. I think what Arteta is going to have to do is figure out a way to get the team to pass him the ball more, because he's the best player in that position. I don't get why Hector Bellerin is playmaking for Arsenal when you have a talent on the field like Martin Odegaard. He's not getting the ball enough, in my opinion. There's a lot of times where he's just standing in space and we either pass back or we pass to Bellerin or we do something silly. But that being said, I think this was a really smart loan move for us. It gives us, if you look at Emile Smith-Rowe now, I'm not totally like, oh my gosh, he's dead. He's not going to be able to play against Manchester City because Odegaard will be able to play. So I think he was good today. So I'll give him a 7. He was good.
Glad we're in agreement. Continue with Bukayo Saka, please. Starboy, little chilly.
So here's the difference between Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe at this point is that I know Emile Smith-Rowe is tired and so is Saka. They both were not good on the ball. They both gave away the ball silly, just bad passing, sloppy, all that kind of stuff. But Saka has really good end product, which is something that he made sure that he worked on, and you can see it that even good players when they're not having good games, because without this goal, I probably would have given Saka a 5 because I don't think he played particularly well. But with the goal, I'm going to give him a 6.5. I'm not going to give him a 7 because he was not good on the ball. He lost the ball a lot, and I think that has to do with him being tired. But at the same time, he's out there for me to rate. So I'm going to rate him just based on the fact that he's out there.
I don't think you should pull any punches there. I don't think anybody should get a free pass for any reason. If you're good enough to start, then you're good enough to be you're good enough for us to rate you low if that's what we feel, because we're experts.
Yeah, exactly. Experts. So sure. I'll give him a 6.5. I think Saka is still the most important player on our team at this point. So
I want to give him the 7 because of
Then
the
give
goal.
it to him.
I'm giving him the 7 because of the goal. He still was dangerous despite as tired as what he is coming across at this point. He did have the goal, and he was getting kicked a lot. Benfica targeted him just like Leeds targeted him, just like every team from here on out is pretty much going to target him. And he still perseveres through that. Again, like with Emile Smith-Rowe, I can't blame him for being tired. It's not like they get into Rome and we find out 3 hours before the match, oh, Bukayo Saka pulled a Dennis Rodman and decided to, fly to the French Riviera for the night and make a night of it. And he just got back into town and now he's going to go out and start. Kid's played a ton of minutes. He's the leading. He has played the most minutes of. I was trying to find the words there for a minute. My mouth started moving faster than my brain. That happens a lot to me, by the way. That he's played the most minutes of anybody for us this season.
Yeah.
And one thing, I hear everybody, oh, Emile Smith-Rowe, he needs a rest, especially during January. We needed to go get a guy like Martin Odegaard because Emile Smith-Rowe, this was going to be too much for him to handle. We have to start talking about this with Bukayo Saka too. He's 19? So I know he plays a lot and we've seen the quality, but at some point I think it's going to warrant a conversation about where does Bukayo Saka get a rest? Because he needs one.
Well, today might have been a good day, but then as we see, we can't do anything without him. So,
right. Yeah. I just got a little connection is fairly good. Huh. Interesting. So I don't know. I just got a little thing at the top of the screen, like a signal strength thing. I've never seen that before. That was very strange. I'm coming through okay, right? To you?
Yeah.
No problems. I'm not lagging or anything. Okay.
No.
So I'm giving him the 7. I'm giving Little Chili the 7. I like the fact that he's persevering through the abuse that he's taking, through the exhaustion, gets himself a goal. Still dangerous with the ball on his foot. Maybe not as dangerous, but yeah. Aubameyang. Boy, oh boy.
Is it my turn or is it your turn?
It's actually my turn.
Okay, go.
Yeah, I
keep it 100.
I'm giving him a 4. I'm giving him a 4. Yeah.
A 4.
I'm giving him a 4. He's got to bury that first chance. He's got to bury that.
I know, but a 4
got to bury it.
Is high.
You think I'm being too generous.
He missed 2 really good chances.
That's you talk about the one he missed in the second half that he put just past the post. Excuse me. Okay. That's not as egregious as the first one. It's not as egregious as the first one.
Okay, let's also talk about just the fact that he just wasn't great today at all.
He wasn't great today.
The body
you're
language
you're gonna talk me into dropping him to a 3.
Body language was completely different.
You did
than the game against Leeds, which is what I gave him so much credit for.
You talked me into
what happened.
You talked me into the 3. Are you happy now? You talked me into the 3, and now I'm gonna get roasted in the comments again. Like, oh, you just making it up as you go? Yeah, I kind of am making it up as I go. Trust me, I didn't sit here after the game and I'm thinking all of this out. I don't have it scripted. I'm flying off the cuff here. You talked me into the 3 because everything you just said. Yeah, his body language, especially after the miss in the first half.
Yeah,
he just his head just dropped. Yeah, just you just said it. So what's your number for it? Because you basically
he's definitely getting a 3 for me. I mean, and I could go lower if I wanted to be mean, but I'm trying not to be too harsh on him because, I don't know. I don't want to give anybody a 2. That's a little rough, but a 3 for sure because he's missing. I thought the second chance he should have made that as well. I expect Aubameyang to make that, but the first one is just insanely bad. And we complained so much in the beginning about him not getting service. He's getting service now. He was not pressing. He was not engaged in this game. Body language is poor. I don't know if he felt like he should have been rested in that game, so that he could have played against Man City. But I'm just finding it with Aubameyang that, his body language is what really puts me off on him. every single time. And I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. So after the last game, maybe he just felt like I did so great that it's just going to carry over, but you're going to have to work hard every single game, buddy. Can't just be having a good game here and a bad game there. It's just bad. You're a captain. What are you doing? So a 3.
You've heard my saying about hard work and talent, right?
Yeah.
Yep. There you go. Yeah. We didn't lose and he didn't necessarily get beat for anything, but yeah, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, and he didn't work hard today.
Not really.
Let's get into the subs. I want to try to do thie's in order. I need to start writing this down during the game, especially with the Europa League matches, because there's 5.
So Kieran Tierney.
Kieran Tierney was the first one on for Cedric, and that was about the 60-minute mark. So go ahead with Kieran Tierney. It's up to you.
He's a whole bucket of rust, isn't he? So I mean, he's rusty.
Yeah.
That's
you could
clear.
See. Yeah, you could see it.
But I mean, it's expected. So I think I'd just give him a 5. Like, whatever.
The only reason I'm giving him the 6 is just because he got in, and that's just like, let's go. Like, come on. I mean, it's obvious how important he is to this side. So the fact that he got 30 minutes in, survived it, was running, I'm more worried about not necessarily making plays. I'm more worried about, okay, number 1, he didn't injure himself. Number 2, everything looked like he wasn't slow. He wasn't hampered by whatever the injury was. I hate to say, knock on wood, he looked 100%. So, but yeah, the rust is there. And what, 5 games now? He missed 5 games. So
it's so crazy how like rusty they get. So 5 games doesn't sound like a lot,
right?
But I mean, just a couple games and they're out of.
That's a month.
That is true.
It's almost a month and a half of not playing.
Yeah.
You can't replicate game speed. Yeah, you can't replicate game speed in training. He hasn't trained with the first team prior to one session this week before they flew to Rome. So I'm giving him a 6. Just like I said, he got in. Everything looked to be fitness-wise. Everything looked to be on the up and up. So. So Tierney, I give him a 6. You said a 5. What was next? El Neni and Pepe, or no? Pepe and Martinelli were the next ones up. So Pepe 5.
Yeah. Neither him or Martinelli did anything.
Nope. I'm going back to back just because you did it last week. I'm doing it, and I'm just executive decision. I'm giving Martinelli the 6 simply because for the same reason I gave it to Tierney. He hasn't played in how long? He has been injured, and I'm going to give Martinelli the 6 just because I did see him running, running, which is what he does, and just happy to see that fitness wise, health wise, everything looks good. So hopefully he can get more playing time. And, be an integral part of this team, because I think he just brings so much dynamism to this team. He really does. When he's on, he's one of the best players we have. Gabriel Martinelli is. So Pepe gets a 5. I'm giving Martinelli the 6 just for the fact that he played and fitness looked good. So go ahead, back to back on those. Actually, go 3 in a row. Go Pepe, Martinelli, and then El Neni.
5, 5, 5. I don't think Martinelli did anything, but that's not to be critical. Pepe didn't do anything, not to be critical. That was game state at that point. Right. I don't know if we were playing for the tie or what we were doing, but we had completely stopped going forward. Everybody was passing the ball back, and Benfica did a good job of time wasting and falling down on the ground every 5 seconds. So it was more about game state. El Neni, I could have given him an NA, really. Because he wasn't out there long enough. So same
with, and I'm just gonna agree with it. And the same with Willian. Give him the NA. It was out there. What? Like
8 minutes? 3 minutes.
Was it 3 minutes? Did he come on after the 90-minute mark? I thought he came on before it.
I don't know.
Either way, the fact that we don't remember how long he played and he was completely unnoticeable. So there's got to be. Man, there's got to be something in his contract that says like games played and he gets a bonus or something, because just why are you even bringing him on? Like, at that point, why even bother? Seriously.
Yeah.
So the subs other than Tierney, and for me anyway, Tierney and Martinelli get 6s. That's just coming back from injury. I'm just giving them a little bit of a boost. That's all. But all the subs got a 5 or an NA from you. You want to go Arteta first, or you want me to take it?
I will go Arteta.
Go ahead.
Mikel. Okay. So I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to prioritize this game, and he figured this team would be able to win and get us through to the, basically take Benfica out. And then we're probably going to play some sort of, more defensive lineup against Manchester City or something. I feel like the Manchester City lineup is going to be interesting. But the risk that you took playing a team that had just pressed Leeds off the pitch a couple days later in Europe, it didn't work. The reward wasn't there for me.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily his fault. I mean, he can't kick the ball in for Aubameyang, but I think
Right.
you saw Saka, leggy, Jaka, I don't know what was going on with him, but Emil Smith-Rowe, leggy. I really think he needed to make a decision on Emil Smith-Rowe, and I really think that's the main issue that I have, is that Emil Smith-Rowe is now, to me, he has to be out for the Man City game. There's no way he's going to be ready
Yeah.
for that game.
Yeah.
So, and that's a game that I feel like we would need him in. So besides that, in the strange subs, I really do think if we were actually pushing to win the game, we should have brought Martinelli and Pepe on probably closer to halftime. That team was dead in the first half. So I don't know why we don't make subs earlier. I'm gonna give Arteta a 6. I don't think he did much wrong picking the team that he did. I get what he was trying to do, but there was no reward for that risk. And Emil Smith-Rowe, wow, sit him down, rest him.
Yeah, you gotta be able to see this in your players. I'm giving him a 5 because of it. You got to recognize that. I was surprised to see that the lineup didn't change at all, because I really thought that the lineup he put out against Leeds kind of showed, with the exception of a couple of positions. David Luiz, getting out there instead of Rob Holding. I think Rob Holding starts against City on Sunday. If Thomas Partey were healthy, he would obviously play against City on Sunday. I don't think he's going to be. Kieran Tierney coming back in, he's healthy, so he's going to play. The lineup against Leeds was, with what he had to work with, close to being his best 11. The only exception I'd make really is Rob Holding for David Luiz. So that being said, to come back with it again in this match, that you have enough talent in the reserves that are on your bench where you should be able to run Pepe out there and Martinelli out there, and they should be Lacazette, and they should be able to get the job done.
And they had more incentive, in my opinion, to play in this game,
Yep.
to regain their spots. But you played the same team, so then when you go and you play Pepe another day, is he going to feel like he has a real chance, or have you already chosen your favorite lineup? I don't know. Something was weird about that. I kind of understand what he was trying to do, but they just pressed their legs off against the most pressingest team in the league. You should have rested somebody, and I think it's Emil Smith-Rowe to me that just needed that.
I was with, quite frankly, my if I would have chosen the lineup, not predicted lineup, had I chosen the lineup, I would have sat both Saka and Emil Smith-Rowe in this game. I
had that too.
I'd have gone with Martinelli and Pepe.
Me too. And I had Lacazette. I had Lacazette in. Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, you see, this is why I like her, because she thinks like me. If you think like me, I like you. Although it's probably more entertaining if we don't agree.
Yeah, but we don't agree on everything.
We don't agree on everything. Not everything. But I'm actually, because a lot of people have given me some grief about the idea that I was going to drop Saka. I'm not dropping him. I'm resting him. But dropping those players, putting Martinelli and Pepe in there, moving Pepe from the left where he's had his recent success, putting him back on the right.
Yeah.
Only because I would have wanted Martinelli to be more comfortable. And I think with Martinelli and Pepe, the direct threat that they are, with Lacazette in the middle, I think that works for Lacazette better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It gives you, two direct options on the outside with that hold up player in the middle. I don't know. That's just me. Let's move on to the ref here and wrap things up. We're at about 40 minutes. So,
European refs are better to me than the English refs, for sure.
I still say the penalty was harsh. I'm going to he was going to get a 5. I'm going to give him even VAR checked it. and they came back. And you know what? No, you know what? Now VAR took a while with this, so I'm not going to blame him with our goal. Like VAR took longer to check that Bukayo Saka was 5 feet behind the ball when he received it and scored for crying. Like, how was that not obvious to the VAR ref? VAR ref, you get a big fat 0. And if I had the Chris Jericho gif on here right now, you would have just made the list, my friend. That was awful. That was awful. What's that? You don't get it?
I can't.
The on-field official is Turkish. I'm not going to try to say his name. You get a 4. I'm sticking with the 4.
Yeah, I'm just going to give him a regular 5. I didn't really see him do anything wrong.
I thought the penalty was harsh. That's what I'm docking him for.
Okay. I don't really think it was harsh. I think it was a penalty, but I'm also looking at Smith Rowe like, why did you let it get to this?
you put yourself in the position, but at the end of the day, I was kind of hoping the ref would bail him out, not give the penalty.
Yeah.
But alas.
He just looked so dejected. I was like, is he crying? When he came off the field, he kind of looked like he was teary-eyed. I was like, is he crying? Oh no, somebody hug him.
He did look pretty dejected when he came off the field, man. So it's all basically left to do next Thursday, is it not?
Oh, wow. We really did that, didn't we? We really left it door open on this one. So
I mean, back to what you said at the very beginning of the show. The away stuff means nothing because we're not playing in our home stadium nor their home stadium. We're not playing in front of our fans or their fans.
There's no fans. Like I don't really understand that. I don't
understand the whole, like, instead of making one team travel internationally one week and making the other team travel internationally the second week, you're going to make them both travel internationally to some other country and expose them both to the virus. I don't want to get into this, but I don't understand this at all. I have no idea what you're doing here. This makes zero sense to anyone with the slightest bit of common sense. This doesn't make any. So at any rate, back to the point.
Oh, and just to anybody, just really quick, that thinks like, okay, well, why am I freaking out so much? It's because the other team doesn't have to be good for us to lose the game. Right. Like that's never been a thing for us. We usually beat ourselves. Yep. Like the Olympiacos game where we got kicked out of the round of 32 last year, for me, was the turning point for me and this team and not feeling like I could trust this team. I've never felt comfortable since that game because I still to this day feel like that was insane,
still have nightmares about it.
And we had one away goal in that game or in that series, so we had one. Lacazette scored away at Olympiacos, so it was 1-0.
And then we won that game. I could have sworn we won that game 2-0 or 2-1.
We only won it 1-0, but it didn't really matter to me. It was like mentally we didn't have the fortitude to put it away. We let them stay into the game, and that same nervousness that I felt today from them was the same nervousness that they had against Olympiacos in that home game, where we lost. So for me, I
can't
just
leave it
don't
to chance.
trust them. I just don't trust them, so that's why I'm like that, so don't shoot me. Yes.
Can't leave it to chance. And we far too often are allowing our own fate to be taken out of our hands and placed in the hands of someone else. So I don't know. So it's all left to do next Thursday. But in the meantime, we do have Manchester City on Sunday. So we will be back with you post-match on Sunday to give you the ratings of our clash with the eventual champions. So as always, thanks, Jess, for joining me. I appreciate it. And
you guys don't forget that She Knows Arsenal post-match show is going to be tomorrow talking about this game. And aren't you going to be there, Tanner?
I think so.
Yeah, Tanner, I'm part of it. And some other guests. So, I mean, not to be like just some other guests, but I can't remember right now. But good guests. Yeah, so be there.
We always have good guests. We always get the best and the brightest on this channel. So that's it for us. We're gonna get out of here. Please make sure you drop a subscription if you're not already. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you think our ratings are crap, let us know by giving us a thumbs down, but also give us your ratings in the comments. We appreciate you guys watching. Jess, thank you as always. We're out of here. We'll talk to you soon.